Fuck. Oh shit. We're almost done. Let's go. I don't know how far I am in the actual video, but if I decide to separate the videos, hi, I'm Stone from the past. We get the Ines Fujin, the runner, plus the Mr. CB SSR Wit and the Tokateo SR Stamina. Ines Fujin, she's a pretty decent fronter for the miles and medium distance. Decent fronting and medium skills, innately and through events. If procced, her ultimate could be quite strong. If track dependent, I think it works mainly on the uphills, but even innate to miles, kind of hard to build as an ace. Probably easier as a hybrid or a blocker. She has a lot of reds in her kit. Potentials are kind of meh compared to other fronters like V Bourbon, Kitasan Black, Queen Suzuka, mainly Oshi Pill, the SSR Wit, Mr. CB. I think this is going to be the pickup for all the closures, not going to lie. You're going to get access to Daring Strike. I don't think this is the only source, but it is still a good option for you closers, especially I think the only option you guys got was Daring Strike from the Vega, the SSR Vega. I believe so. Damn. The wit output is comparable to other meta options like Nature and Motion. And the thing about this card, she does not require to be MOB to be used. She will just be less consistent. But she has a low race bonus in general, so it's pretty hard to slot her in for race heavy scenarios. Like make a new track. Tokai Teo, the SR Stamina. It's an alright option if you lack already SR Stamina option like Cafe Maino or ZBR. Xenobob Road is pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. She has a good initial stamina, good initial stat. She has a pretty nice race bonus, so it could be good. It could be used as a good filler, but she doesn't have a special priority, so the stamina output could be low compared to the other meta related options. Just saying. From May 3rd to May 12th, we get Medro Palmer, the runner, plus the Machekane Fugitaro SSR Speed and the Rice Shower SSR Power reruns. Medro Palmer! I have her as a keychain. Another innate long runner. She has some nice fronter skills like early lead, vanguard, and I think this is the second run in the game that get innate runaway. Her ultimate is a velocity plus a recovery, which is pretty nice, but she doesn't compete with the other meta fronters around this time. I am sorry, all you Palmer mains. Her innates aren't really the best either. Only a few potential skills carry. If you like the runner, go ahead and pull. Not gonna lie, she could still win. The SSR Speed Machekane Fugikitaru. Machekane, if you already know how good this card is, I don't really need to explain how it is because I think the banner already fucking passed. So this is me from the past again. So I already told you the thing. This should be proud if you already have a copy or two. If you already pulled into Machekane and you didn't finish her, this is your time to finish her out. And this will be a good addition to the account. The Rice Shower SSR Power though, I think she gets outscaled by other upcoming power options, or she is being currently outscaled by current power options, but she does come in later, so she isn't such a bad card to also MOB if you didn't already. But if you didn't roll into her, I would just recommend skipping. So if you didn't roll into either of these options, I just recommend skipping and just saving the carrots for something else, to be honest with you. From May 9th to May 19th, we get the Wedding, Fine Motion, and CURREN-CHAN, plus the Wedding SSR Power, Haru Urara, plus the Wedding Ikino Dictus, SSR Stamina. Fine Motion, runner. Her ultimate is not bad. It's a velocity plus XL, which is pretty nice. This is probably the better of the two when racing for the miles, but tougher to build for other the distances, but not a bad runner. If you enjoy Fine Motion, this is a pretty good option to take if you want to roll your dice. But knowing any meta horror, and probably most people by the time most of this shit's coming out, people are rolling for the wedding CURREN-CHAN, which is the current better ace of the two, the consistent meta option for the sprint tracks for a while, and I know you could probably bring her to the miles. To be honest, I think this is the stronger pickup between the two. Just like CURREN-CHAN is just a fucking demon on those sprints. I don't fucking know. I read the all and I'm just like, what the fuck? Huh? Then you gotta remember all the other things that we're going to get to make her even stronger. I don't want to face that on sprints. The SSS power, Hara Urara. Okay, the card in general isn't bad overall. The events itself just return energy. The golden skill, Hard Worker, is a decent skill for searchers. I'm not gonna lie, I think it's the golden skill for fighter. She also has a decent race bonus, so could be filler for race heavy scenarios, like make a new track. But she lacks a lot, especially skills, because she has no skills. It's similar to her guts card. If you do need it for, I guess, the specific skill of Hard Worker, which itself is okay. It's not the best, but it could be used. You could just borrow. So Iconodictus, the wedding one, the SSR stamina. Not the foot one. I saw that a while ago. Okay, a pretty good option for the searchers. It has a pretty crazy golden skills and really nice race bonus. Also a pretty good training card, since the training effectiveness scales depending on the amount of bonds you have with all your sport. The thing about this card though, it lacks special priority, so as a stack stit, it might fall to other meta options and could be generally looked for, but I don't think it should be actively pulled for. Generally better option for searcher cards exist, like Nature, Domino. I would say Seeking the Pro, but Seeking the Pro doesn't have the racing bonus, but she has fucking Dauntless. This could be obtained later via Ticklets, or if you just need to borrow her, just borrow her. This is mainly for the searcher mains, so if you're not really a searcher main, this is generally a skip, but she is not a bad option to have overall, not going to lie. Whales, this is not a bad option to have, really not, especially if you want to make a searcher. Just saying, please get this so I could borrow it. From May 15th to May 24th, we get the runner Inari 1 plus the Sakura Chinio SSR Stamina, and they add Maya Vega SSR Power reruns. Inari 1, another innate A to turf and dirt, which I think we now have, what, 3? Because we have Ogrety's innate, right? Ogrety's innate A and B, A. Yeah, she's innate. Okay. We have Odie, Digital, Fuck, and Inari. Let's go. She is a strong closer option, especially for the dirts. She could run turf as effectively. She is versatile. She could run through a mile, mediums, and long with little effort. If you want, you could probably stretch her to the sprints too. But the growth weight is kind of meh. May have to drop her stamina in deck building. You can still work around it. Not impossible, just tedious. Building her for other positions like Sturger or Chaser could be difficult, but she does kind of have the aptitudes for it. And her ultimate becomes less viable the further she is from the end closing position. The reruns, Chinio, honestly, don't prioritize unless you're ready to finish her out and burning more than 30 carats. Her skills aren't that generic and she's pretty okay. Admire Vega, I wouldn't recommend prioritizing her unless you're ready to finish her out. From May 21st to May 30th, we get Sweet Tosho, plus the Taiki Shuttle SSR Speed and the Odie Cat SR Guts. Sweet Tosho, pretty decent closer. She has the innate Spurt, and Go Home Specialist, which is a pretty nice recovery. Her ult isn't half bad. This is a pretty decent velocity boost. It activates while you're in the back for half the race, I think. Yeah. The reds in your kit could be available for a debuffer or a hybrid build. but the skills themselves are kinda meh. Her aptitudes make her quite tedious for build for longs or sprints, if that matters, but it is good to keep in mind. Her vents are kinda meh, and it seemingly gives you one of those unavoidable purple skills that needs to be cleansed later. Don't worry, I know. I played with Tosin. Fuck man, 3D Nail, why the fuck do you exist? The SSR Speed, Taiki Shadow. She's a crazy good option for mile building, packed with skills such as mile maven, mile corners, acceleration, etc. She's pretty decent stat stick, provides decent special priorities, a speed bonus and a power bonus, but she's a low race bonus card. She's only for the mile related shit, and some pace skills does exist in her kit. This is probably most likely a borrow, not gonna lie. It shines more as a borrow card than anything else, but it's not a bad option to have. Whales, you could get it, but free to play, just skip. The Ogre SR Guts, decent option when it comes to filter, not going to lie. It makes a decent stat stick and has some pretty decent skills like groundwork, acceleration, and pumped. I think that's new. What the fuck is pumped? I never heard of this shit in my life. It needs to be MOB for consistency, so could be costly to invest in. Other options like the Admire Vega SR Guts, which is also pretty costly to invest in, kinda outscales it. Less expensive cards like Yukinim Bujin and the Haru Urara Guts can match it and contest it in some ways as well, especially in the Guts output department. And plus, they are free cards. If you missed the events, I'm sorry. But Haru themselves is also a free card from Friendship Points. Just saying. If you get it, you get it, you know? It could be really good. It could be a filter for Guts decks.